I have a new promotional tool.
Yes.
My fluffy cat Yoda. I used him when I put up an Instagram post about that Leo collection I'm in. He was laying there, and on the cover of the Leo collection is a picture of a lion, Leo the lion.
Mm-hmm.
So I just set it on him and took some pictures to put on Instagram, and it's got a whole bunch of likes. People really liked it.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of him.
Oh, it's 100% because of him.
And you know what? He's a very good model. He even was like holding the book at one point. He was like, hey, because it was like, it took a minute. I was flipping it around, opening it, and he was very chill. So I'm going to have to use him more. I don't know in what capacity.
You should,
I've also messed around, if you notice, and I think some stories and stuff, having him just in the background.
Yeah.
And those did well as well.
And so you should get like a beta copy every time you get like a new book. And so that way you could like have like, you can have Nitro holding it like in his mouth and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe Nova because she's going to scratch and tear at it, you know, but that's how she reads.
There'll be a lot of blood on that copy if I give it to her. So, yeah, that's
none of it hers.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say this about Yoda for those who don't know. He is a mouse cop. That is his profession. He also doesn't have front teeth.
Which is more crazy.
Yeah. Well, here's a little scenario for you, but...
Does he just like punch him to death with his huge paws?
He slams them. But he is the most gentle cat. I don't even know if he can bite hard, honestly. He's never bit me hard. Like just playing with him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't scratch. He's just like the opposite of my other cat. He's very nice. He's very fluffy.
He just holds your fingers in his mouth.
Yeah, he's a big teddy bear, but surprisingly, he's a mouse cop. Whenever there's a mouse in the house, he is on detective duty. He does stakeouts. He follows it. And if he does catch one, he'll slam it around, but he can't really, like, he'll put it in his mouth. He can't hurt it. Like, he can't bite it. When he was, we rescued him from a foster situation where, well, he was rescued from a hoarding situation, put into foster care, and then we ended up getting him through this long process. And very nice cat, but he had, what is it, Bartonella? It's like when we got him. Yeah, but one of the symptoms is, I think it's like you get cat scratch fever too. But it makes their gums kind of like inflamed or something. So like his front teeth, those little teeth in the front, up top and in the bottom fell out. He has a couple, so he just has a gap. So he can't like bite things with his front teeth. So anyway, for the last couple months, like I would say end of spring, early summer, he became a bandito.
Yeah.
He started doing things he wasn't allowed, getting on the refrigerator, the stove. He got away from his law enforcement.
Well, the power got to his head.
Either the power got to his head, or he couldn't handle the corruption in the force anymore. Something. So he became a bandito, and we dealt with it. And I was like, oh no, my boy's on the wrong side of the law. But recently, he's gotten a bunch of mice. He's gotten back on the right side of the law.
Maybe he was an undercover.
Maybe he was undercover. I thought the fake mustache and the sombrero was a little too much. But again, he's a bandito.
Yes.
Now he's a mouse cop again.
I just want to know where you get the chaps from.
That I couldn't tell you. They were tight.
Yeah,
very tight. But yeah, he's a good guy, and he's gonna be my promo tool from now on. The other one, while very pretty, cannot be touched.
No,
she got the autism
or approached.
Here's the thing: people said which I don't know what asshole scientists just assume this. Just like any other thing they assume about animals, I know it's wrong. They say cats can't be autistic.
It's pautistic.
It is pautistic. She has all the symptoms of autistic. Doesn't like to be touched, but she does like to be looked at. But she does not like to be touched. She's very sound
I don't know. She gets
sensitive.
upset when I look at her.
She does not like you looking at her. Whenever somebody comes over, if she doesn't know them or it's somebody that doesn't come over often, she goes and hides. Also, she always knows when we bring groceries home on grocery day because she runs and hides, but she doesn't hide other times.
Well, she just doesn't like the bags? Or just
I don't know what it is. It's weird. If I bring in a fucking couch and I'm smashing in and everything, she doesn't run. She'll watch. But every time we go shopping, we bring in the groceries in, she fucking runs into the bedroom and hides. She's a weird cat.
I thought cats like bags.
I don't know what her problem is. Yoda likes bags. He likes sitting in them. Dude, it's not even close to time. The dog wants something. Can you get through this episode? It'll be a short one, I promise. So you already did an episode, assholes.
I already listened to you guys talk. It's time for the thing.
This is a back-to-back recording. So anyway, folks, that was something of a cold open. We'll get a continuation of our episode about... Just bark. Go ahead. I know you want to. Woo! Go ahead.
Give it to them. They want to hear it.
Give me a howl. Good guy.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. So we're going to get back to our discussion of the 14 14 famous authors who hate famous works, or whatever it was. We only had like 3 or 4 left, so it should be short. I'm going to give this guy some goddamn jerky.
Yeah.
You are listening to the Drunken Pen Writing Podcast, the podcast we do forever and ever. And doesn't end. I'm your host, Caleb James. With me, as always, Spencer of the Liverpool Lint Liquor Church. Licking lint in Liverpool. You lint liquor. It's a callback to what was that? Orbit's commercial.
Yeah, oh, yeah, because it was clean mouth.
Who you calling a cootie queen? You lint liquor. That lady's head was really, she had a really long neck. I remember that. Today, we are discussing we already discussed. A continuation of last week's episode from lithub.com. We were talking about, Jesus, that was a lot of introduction to go through. 14 classic works of literature hated by famous authors. I definitely probably bungling the title when I put it into the old thing I'm saving the episode.
Oh, well.
We'll say words out of order.
They will understand.
I don't like English for many reasons. One of them is the order placement of words is seemingly random, yet we know from birth the order that words should go in.
Yeah.
So, it can't be like, it'd be the giant green dragon. It can't be the green giant dragon. That doesn't sound right. But it's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
And then the more words you add, the dumber it gets. Because I've been coming across that because in my story I'm writing now, I need a lot of words for descriptions on purpose.
Okay.
To fit the, I'm not going to give it away, but to fit the scheme I'm going for. And it starts getting a little bloated there where I'm like, this is odd. Like how I have to place these now. Like you can't say the grass green, you say the green grass. The long green grass, not the green long grass. The long green luscious grass, not the luscious green long grass. Like it just starts to get stupid. I don't understand at what point you can't. Why can't you? Why you can't? Spencer?
Why you can't?
Why you can't?
You should write a story that's all just Kevin from The Office when he tries to use the less words to
That would be
save more time.
Alan Moore already did that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he did that in that caveman story thing I was reading. I gave up on.
I think Kevin Malone will come up with a better one.
I also want to write a story where I use contractions, even though they're correct. It does not sound right. So it is what it is. It's what it's. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's what it's. I'm going to do that.
Just to anger people?
Just to piss them off. Why can't you say that? Why you can't say that? All right, so what were we talking about? Something probably smarter.
Haters.
Vladimir Nabokov, or Nabokov, why did he never just come out and say what the fuck the name was? This is academic. Is it Nabokov? Is it Nabokov? Is it Nabokov? Why didn't fuckface just say in an interview, it's Nabokov, or it's Nabokov, or Nabokov? Anyway,
people wouldn't be talking about it.
Anyway, Big Vlad, this is his opinions on Dr. Zhivago, which I never read. From an interview fragment dated October 72, republished in Strong Opinions. Any intelligent Russian would see at once that the book is pro-Bolshevik, Bolshevik, I could say, but not Bolshevist. Bullshit.
That's what it kind of sounded like.
And historically false, if only because it ignores the liberal revolution of spring 1917 while making the saintly doctor accept with delirious joy the Bolshevist coup d'etat. I don't like the way he uses words. 7 months later, all of which is in keeping with the party line. Leaving out politics, I regard the book as a sorry thing. Clumsy, trivial, and melodramatic with stock situations, voluptuous lawyers, unbelievable girls, and trite coincidences. Why can't you have voluptuous lawyers? What's wrong with that? I applauded Pasternak, that's the author, getting the Nobel Prize on the strength of his verse. And he got the Nobel Prize for that? In Dr. Zhivago, however, the prose does not live up to his poetry. Here and there, in a landscape or simile, one can distinguish, perhaps, faint echoes of his poetical voice. But those occasional... He uses words I don't know, Spencer. And the occasional furor are insufficient to save his novel from the provincial banality so typical of the Soviet literature for the past 50 years. I would like to see my reading compared to early episodes of me reading shit.
Yeah.
It has to have improved drastically.
Maybe it's just declined.
I don't see how that's possible because a lot of the words I be reading these days are difficult. That's the thing. People who want to judge a man for reading poorly out loud, I would like to see you and hear you read poorly out loud.
That's why I normally don't say anything.
I was talking to you specifically.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that's why people are like, why doesn't Spencer ever read any of the articles? Because we would never get through it and it would be terrible.
Maybe we'll do a whole episode where I just have you reading War and Peace.
Oh, God.
A whole series. Spencer reads War and Peace. It's just... And fuck!
15 pages, or like 15 minutes is just one page.
How do you start with Finnegans Wake? Because then you can't be wrong.
I guess.
You just make up shit. All right. Mr. Nabokov decided that it wasn't just enough to make fun of Dr. Chiago. He had to go under the Brothers Karamazov and Crime and Punishment. So he's just hitting all of
He doesn't like anything.
the big Russian literatures. I loved Crime and Punishment. I have not read the Brothers Karamazov yet, but I have the Michael Katz edition. I'm waiting for winter. I felt that's obligatory. I have to wait.
And then
for the winter.
what's that one about?
Some brothers named Karamazov
In the winter.
in the winter and some Jesus stuff. In an interview with James Mossman, published in The Listener, October 23rd, 1969, and reprinted in Strong Opinions. If you are alluding to Dostoevsky's worst novels, then indeed I dislike intensely The Brothers Karamazov and the ghastly Crime and Punishment rigmarole. Damn.
Rigmarole.
And he, I'm assuming, read the actual Russian.
Yeah.
So he would be a better judge than I, who's only read translations of these works. I read the Oliver Ready, which is, I believe, is a newer translation of Crime and Punishment, and I really thoroughly enjoyed that, as you remember last year.
Yeah.
So I would not agree, but I guess I'm not writing fucking, diddling books like fucking Nabokov, Lolita.
Surprised that book's not more popular now.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I do not object to soul-searching and self-revelation, but in those books, the soul and the sins and the sentimentality and the journalese hardly warrant the tedious and muddled search. Goddamn. And finally, so I'm most excited about, Vladimir Nabokov on Finnegans Wake from a 1967 interview in the Paris Review. And I'm sure this asshole actually read the whole book.
Yeah.
I detest... Wait a minute. Is this supposed to... Oh, it is. Oh, this dastardly do-gooder. I detest Punnington's Wake.
Oh.
Yeah, Punningans Wake. Because it's a pun. The book is full of puns. Did this fucking asshole get him? Did he get any of them? I couldn't. And I didn't read the book. I tried pages, first page. I detest Punningans Wake, in which a cancerous growth of fancy word tissue hardly redeems the dreadful joviality of the folklore and the too easy allegory.
No.
So here's a few things, some thoughts. I will give it the word tissue cancer growth of the words. He really made words into cancerous tumors because they're just words that shouldn't be connected. I cannot say I agree with the too easy allegory. How could you get any allegory from the book? How could you understand any of it?
If any of it to get an allegory of whatever it is you are reading.
Right? Okay. From a different 67 interview, this one conducted by one of Nabokov's students at Cornell. So he's going to go a little more in depth here. Ulysses towers over the rest of Joyce's writings, and in comparison to its noble originality and unique lucidity of thought and style, the unfortunate Finnegans Wake is nothing but a formless and dull mass of phony folklore, a cold pudding of a book. Oh, not the cold pudding. A persistent snore in the next room, most aggravating to the insomniac.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Let's break that down before I continue. Phony folklore. So again, he brings up folklore. Is there folklore in Finnegans Wake? How do you know? Nobody knows what the story's about. So how can you say? Did Nabokov understand something no one else in the world did?
And why didn't he tell anyone?
Fuckhead. Moreover, I always detested regional literature full of quaint old-timers and imitated pronunciation. Finnegans Wake, so to break that down, I think what he's meaning is like an H.P. Lovecraft talking about Appalachian hillbillies with the accents. He doesn't like that stuff, so no accents, no Mark Twain doing Southern, Black's accent or anything like that. I would say that Nabokov apparently hated. So the quaint accents of the Irish, he must not have liked. So anyway, Finnegans Wake's facade disguises a very conventional and drab tenement house, and only the infrequent snatches of heavenly intonations redeem it from utter insipidity. Ooh, he's really testing my pronunciation skills. I know I am going to be excommunicated for this pronouncement. I don't think anybody understands your pronouncement, so I don't think he had to worry about that. That is the end of that article. Do you agree or disagree with what he had to say about Finnegans Wake?
I mean, with only because I think that the only thing I've ever really heard is when you've tried to read passages of it. So,
which is, if anyone was going to say, because last episode they were talking about Don Quixote, someone said was unreadable. I think Finnegans Wake is unreadable.
Yeah, that's what I would. Out of the two, I would.
You know what, Spencer? We skipped some last episode. Should we go back and read those since we were only at 20 minutes here?
Maybe, skim them a little bit.
I don't want to.
Okay, that's fine.
I changed my mind.
But do you know of any, writer beefs?
Writer beefs? I know plenty of writer beefs. Faulkner, Hemingway.
Yeah.
My famous writer beef. The phrase, what was it? Faulkner said something along the lines about Hemingway using basically too short of word, limited, stunted vocabulary, something like that. And then Hemingway's retort was something along the lines of, "Oh, poor Faulkner. He thinks big emotions come from big words."
Oh, yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that one before.
Yeah, that was a good one. Who else was bashing each other? Truman Capote, that gay son of a bitch. He was out there having this sassy gay fights with other. But man, we talked about the Jack Kerouacs, whatnot. Fuck it. See what writer beefs we can come up with.
Well, I
think we've done a writer beef.
Yeah. Well, I guess when beef, I meant just kind of
the works.
Yeah.
A lot of writers detested Ulysses. Because I think it was one of those serialized things at first. So it was like writers telling James Joyce to stop it. More so Finnegans Wake. When that was coming out, they're like, why are you doing this? Because that took like 17 years.
Because isn't that just even a more hyped up version of just the not being able what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, if you had Ulysses and then took a bunch of acid and went partially blind and read it, that would be Finnegans Wake. And you know what, Spencer? I'm going to read some Finnegans Wake for you because why not? Since it's come up so often. And remember, you got to do the accent.
Yeah.
You want to read it?
No.
You want to do it in the accent? How do you spell wake?
I just hope that it evolves back into the fart poetry again.
We can't keep doing that.
It's been a while.
It's not been that long.
I think it has.
I have to look it up. It seems like we always find new stuff with the fart poetry. So I'm not going to read the opening this time because I've done that so many times. I'm going to skip randomly, scrolling randomly. Here's where we are. Okay. I'm trying to get one that starts on a sentence. A page that starts on... Jesus, none of them do.
Because you're probably still in the first paragraph.
Yeah. Uh-oh, academic article. Fuck. There we go. I made it big.
I'm sure you did, Caleb.
All right. Fuck. Jesus, I don't want to ever read this book. All right, this one, page 152.
You tell me this isn't on one of your hard to read lists or something?
It is not. I have the book because it came in a collection I have, but I'm not going to read this. 152. Just pick page 152. No reason. Just going to read it because it starts. There's a paragraph at the beginning.
And you don't stop until that paragraph is over.
It's a short paragraph. Oh. But I'll read the page. I'll read the whole page. How about that? As my explanations here are probably above your understanding, Lato Bratons through an argumentatively uncomparist as Godwin, Cadwallin, and Caldwalliner, I shall revert to a more expletive method which I frequently use when I have to sermon with muddle-crass pupils. Imagine for my purpose that you are a squad of urchins, sniffy-nosed, gosling-necked, clothy-headed, tangled in your lacings, tingled in your pants. Esticero, and you, Bruno Nolan, take your tongue out of your ink pot. As none of you knows Javanese, I will give all of my easy free translations of the old fabulous parable. Alaboy, minor, take your head out of your satchel. Audi, Joe Peters, excudi, this is so much Latin, I don't know how to pronounce Latin. Faxi, the mooksy and the gripes. Jensen, Letterman, full stoppers and semi-colonials, hybrids and luberbs. Irons within a space and a weary wide space is wastier one in the mook. The onesness wast a little loony, archiness like broadly oval, and a mooksy he would a walking go. My hood, I cries, Antony Romeo. So one glad summer evening, after a great morning, in his good supper of gammon and spittish, having... I don't know what I'm saying. Having flabelled his eyes, pilioed his nostrils, vaccinated his ears, and perfumed his throats, he put on his impermeable, seized his impugnable, harped on his crown, and stepped out of his immobile de orlaubo. So cold, because it was chock full of master plasters, and had bourgeoisly let out gardens thrown with cascades. It's also hard to read this very small print. Cascadas, pentosecas, orthodox, and currycombs, and set off from Ludstown to Spasso to see how badness was badness in the weirdness of all pensible ways. One more paragraph. As the set of which his father sword, his lancia spessada, he was girded on, and with that between his legs and his torquils, or once and only brag spear, he clanked to my clinking from Vitos to treetops every inch of an immortal. So that's words.
Those were words. We need Charlie from Always Sunny to read that. He'd probably be able to understand it.
He's a master of gibberish. So one thing I could say is I probably didn't pronounce most of that correctly. 2, the print was small and blurry, so it was hard for me just to read the regular words. And 3, it is nonsense.
Well, and I feel like if you just try to, like, we always make fun about you doing the voice, but I think if you just try to read that regularly, you do lose something. You need...
Let me read that, the same thing, just the part of it regular, and I think you're correct. As my explanations here are probably above your understanding, Laddle Barton battens through an augmentatively uncomparison as Godwin, Cadwallon, and Caldwalloner. I shall revert to it. It almost makes you want to revert to doing that. Like, it's hard not to do it. I'm not gonna read that book. I'll read it next year probably. Watch. I'm reading Finnegans Wake. And every episode, hey, fully bully, how are you doing today?
It's true. Fucking Alan Moore phase all over again. Like, Caleb, what's with the fucking robe and the... Why is there so many rings on your fingers?
Oh, golly wally, Spencer, you're a fine fat fella, aren't you?
You just fucking use the podcast to do your fucking raps. Your Alan Moore raps.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those raps. I don't want to do the Alan Moore. I could do the Finnegans Wake stuff though. Because you could just say nonsense words and it's words.
Yeah.
Slippery dibbery, fucking on a clock. Oh, I suck on your mother's teat. The teat of the mighty Mississippi. It's like you just say things and people say, oh, that must be masterpiece. I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's a thing we did. What else, Spencer? We are writers. We are writing things, but we are not writing incomprehensible things.
No. Well, I mean, some might say they're incomprehensible, but...
What was I talking about? Was it this episode or last episode where I brought up word order? That might have been everything is a blur in my world. I am slightly slipping into dementia, and it's kind of fun.
Caleb, let me tell you, it's not slightly. It's full blown.
I eat blueberries every day. And
you're not even doing a podcast right now. You're sitting in a chair drooling somewhere.
I am naked in a hair salon in Alabama, and I'm not getting a haircut. Can I read any of this? I cannot. That's a work in progress, Spencer. You know what I would like to do, Spencer, is read one of your works in the Finnegans Wake voice.
Oh, yeah?
What do we have of yours that's available? Do you have a book down here? Not in grasping distance. Yeah, there we go. Give me that.
Or if you wanted to do...
Give me the smaller one. Flash of the Dead Reloaded. Spencer has a story in this collection. It is... I've seen they have some new cool looking books coming out. Wicked Shadow Press. What was your story called? Hi, my name is. What page?
I think it was like 240 something, I think is what it was.
Nope.
Maybe 2.
Oh, somehow they went and deleted you from this.
Oh, wow. That takes some effort to go through.
Deleted off a physical copy that you already own. I'm not finding it. Should I look up the title or the name Spencer? I seem to be trying to do both at the same time, and it's not working.
And accomplishing neither.
Maybe if there it is, 204. I was literally not reading either. I was just looking at them and absorbing the lines into my brain, but not actually reading anything. I think I am slipping into a state of delirium that is soon going to take over my daily life, and I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
I imagine it's how Hunter S. Thompson went through his daily life. Hi, my name is by Spencer Church. Oh, I gotta do this in the Finnegans voice, right? That might be hard. I don't know if you write in a Finnegan style. Hi, my name is Stan. I don't think I can.
No, it's weird.
It's not gonna work. Too many. Yeah, it's not gonna work. But this story is about a serial killer who's collie-whapping the fellas down at the docks. He's slipping, slapping, and knobbing their knobs. He's cranium smacking their Richards and their
stabbings in the.
I'm trying to think of puns for dick because that's what he would do. So instead of dickheads, their craniums are Richards.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I would interpret. That would be something Joyce would say. Just for anyone curious, he wouldn't call you a dickhead. He'd say your cranium is a Richard. He didn't say that. I'm just saying he would say that. Nabokov would not understand because he was too Russian, man.
Too Russian.
Nabokov hated everything, huh?
Well, I mean, if you're Russian, especially during that time period.
I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck you can hate crime and punishment. Like
Well, what are you more surprised at? That him not liking crime and punishment, or the other guy not liking Don Quixote?
Ooh, the fact that the guy thought Don Quixote was very dull for most of it, I thought was odd because it's like a non-stop adventure for the most part. So I don't know, because I'm a modern reader going into it,
well,
and I didn't find it dull.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I couldn't remember if the person who gave that review, was that from someone while it was close to being like released, or was it like a modern? You know what I mean? Like,
well, it wasn't close to when it was released because it was released when Shakespeare was
yeah.
alive. Hold on, let me look who that. I don't remember who was giving the complaint.
Because I was also wondering if it was like one of those things, like when it first came out, it wasn't as popular, and then as time moved on, it
right. Martin Amis, who is he? Let's figure that. Let's start with that. He's a novelist and essayist. He died in 2023.
Oh,
so
yeah, he's a modern guy too.
He was British. Well, I don't know. He was born in Oxford, United Kingdom, but he died in Lake Worth Beach, Florida. So does it say he's British? It does not. Because sometimes even, it said English novelist. Sometimes people were born over there and they just come over here and live, and they're technically American. Well, they used to be.
Yeah. Who knows now?
Yeah, but anyway, that feller did not like Don Quixote. And again, the only thing I could say is maybe the translation. But I read just a Penguin translation, like the regular Penguin copy. So that's probably one of the older translations I think they usually go on, like one of the classic translations. So I can't imagine that guy read a different one. Unless he read a really archaic one, which then maybe could be boring because they try to keep some of the old Spanish in there. Or like a translation of what the old Spanish would be, which would be, I don't know, boring. But I thought it was an excellent book. Like I said, one of my favorites. But then there's also people who don't like Lord of the Rings. So
yeah,
I don't know. There's people who don't like good stuff, but like shit stuff. Can I rail on indie authors again?
Yeah.
So Spencer,
go. Alienate your peers.
I brought this up in my horror group I'm in, and a lot of people agreed with me. So I'm not going to give, because I don't want to shit on anybody specifically, and we've talked about something along these lines previously. But Splatterpunk.
Yeah.
When we did the Splatterpunk episode, actually, we talked about this, and there's a very popular Splatterpunk book. I think it's a series of books from an indie author who's very popular on the old Instagram. And I always see this author's books, and I downloaded a free sample because the book has like 5,000 fucking reviews on Goodreads, and most of them are very positive. Again, just an indie author, so I'm like, how are they getting so many reviews and stuff? And then I look into the price of the book, and it's like, I forget, $8-9 or something, but it's only like a 90-page book.
Okay.
Because what got me looking was because I saw that the books were, like, they posted a video of like their series, and the books were all very thin. I was like, oh, people are buying, spending good money on these very small books. So I downloaded the free sample, which was a pretty good chunk of the book.
Yeah.
And I read it, and all I could think of was Scrody McBoogerballs. But I'm like, why are people enjoying this if they're, like, if I was 15, yeah, that's awesome. As an adult, though, I'm just like, that's fucking, I mean, it was all right written, like, it was well written, I guess, but just everything, it can't be like a fucking penis. It has to be a penis with a pustule on it, or, like, something always has to be gross, and I was like, all right, it's always gonna be pus coming out of stuff, and it's just like, this is sophomoric, amateurish, but very popular. So in the in my horror group, I told everyone, let's all write Splatterpunk. What I came up with is I'm gonna write the mechanized dildo monster who falls in love with a convection oven. That's going to be my story.
And it just kills people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dildos them. So that is where we are in society. Caleb, dildo-wielding maniac, writes about dildo-wielding monsters.
It's just nice to see that you're finally taking some of your personal life and putting it into your work.
I feel it's very important to incorporate one's own life and their experiences into their work. So I think that double-ended, I would say piston-like dildos.
There's just an engine in the middle, just
a fucking torque. Something that uses the word torque.
Yeah,
because it's fucking going. Yeah, a man could dream of these things. So yeah, things going in and out of butts. That's basically where we're at. But yeah, I don't understand how that gets so popular. Though I will tell you off air, which you'll know who I'm talking about when we show you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's one of those things where I'm just like, it's just like the YA shit all over again. It's like, if people are reading, I guess that's good, but I understand why when we go through there and read the criticisms, granted these are famous writers criticizing other writers, but when we read them, we're just like, wow, those are some fucking very complex criticisms, and now we get, I didn't like that because that book was too much words.
There's a cover. I didn't like the cover, so I didn't read the book. That's
1 star, did not read it.
Yeah.
Or my favorite, didn't really care for this one. The narrator wasn't very good. Next time I'm gonna have to be more specific with the audiobooks I listen to. It's like, yeah, fucking read it. You're like, that's the big one that fucking makes me so angry is when I see on Goodreads somebody gives a book a negative review because they didn't like the audiobook narrator. They didn't like the person who read the book. That's a separate fucking thing. Go to Audible and do that.
Yeah. Don't
do it on Goodreads because now you're giving an author a shit review because you didn't like the person's voice.
Yeah.
Not the... Anyway. So, folks, that was another episode in the book. Some point we'll do that 200 episode. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll never do it. Just keep doing DBS for the rest of the days we are doing this. If you want to follow me on Instagram, don't. I don't want you. You can go to my website, calebjamesk.com. I got links to everything, including my social media, if you want to hear me. Mainly if you just want to see my fuzzy cat. I don't think you want to hear me. You listen to this and you probably don't want to hear me. If you want some advice on how to get through Finnegans Wake, fucking bring Novikov back from the dead because I don't have anything for you. Spencer's OnlyFans this week. You are the Alberta ass annihilator.
No, this one I don't remember, but I knew it wasn't bad.
You are down in New Orleans.
I don't think it was New Orleans.
I don't know. Where the fuck were you at? Oh man, you were somewhere doing something.
I remember the last episode.
Do you remember the verb?
No.
Do you remember the city, state, town, or made-up place? All I need is one letter, and I could probably get it. Oh shit! What was it, man?
I can't. I'm complete blank.
The Calcutta. No, I don't even know what part of the world I picked. I literally was just on the fly.
Yeah.
Wait. Liverpool.
Yes.
Lint. Liquor.
Yes.
You're in Liverpool licking lint.
Yes.
That was a hard one. The
Orbitz commercial. Yes.
Yes. We had a discussion about that, I believe. You can also follow us at DBW Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I don't post anything anywhere. But you can follow us. If you want to comment on stuff, I'll probably comment back. Maybe Spencer. You want to be the social media manager from now on?
No.
Okay, that's an episode. We'll check you out next week.